A new ace in the desert as Corbin Burnes add to this now fantastic pitching staff for the Diamondbacks. Eliav Gabay here with Jordan Spurgeon. And Spurge, I just said it. Corbin Burnes, Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, Eduardo Rodriguez. It just gets better and better. What dynamic does Corbin add to the staff?
Yeah, it doesn't get better than this because you already had a bona fide ace in Zach Gallen. Merrill Kelly, the perfect number 2 who pitches like a number 1, especially in big games in the postseason. Now you get another guy who is a former Cy Young winner in 2021, has been in the top 5 in the Cy Young 3 out of the last 4 years as well. It doesn't get better than that. You want to win a championship, first you got to get to the playoffs. You need plenty of pitching to do that, which they now have. The depth of pitching they have is astounding. Then when you get there, having not 1, not 2, but 3 potential aces or more. Eduardo Rodriguez, he's pitched well in the postseason before. That's how you win championships. You look at teams like the 2018 Red Sox. You look at the 2001 Diamondbacks with the guys they had in the staff. That's what they've built with Corbin Burnes. Having him join this talented staff is perfect for this team.
And he talked about how this is going to make each of them better.
What we did in Milwaukee is we always tried to one-up each other when I had myself, Woodruff, and Peralta. So when I look at the 3 that we have, myself, Gallen and Kelly or Rodriguez or whoever it is, you create that internal competition of constantly wanting to one-up each other. So when you do that, and all of a sudden you look and you're in August and you've got a lead in the National League West, that you're sitting there going, hey, what we blinked and we're in first place. So it's just one of those things that creating that internal competition. Not only in the pitching group, but the position player group, just constantly pushing one another. It gets the most out of every player, and it gives you the best chance to win a lot of baseball games. And I remember telling people they're playing a different style of baseball, and I think we're starting to see that more and more around the league. But to me, the Diamondbacks were the first team to do that. They've drafted, they've developed well to play that style of game. So I'm happy to be a part of it and to join a rotation that was already really good. And I think we've got the pieces to be a really good postseason team.
His agent, Scott Boras, also made it clear that family was a big part of this decision. And Spurge, I know you've had some personal conversations with Corbin. What does it mean to him to be home?
Yeah, well, obviously spending most of his career with the Brewers before going to the Orioles last year, he's been having spring training here in the Cactus League. Back in 2021, I met him at the WM Phoenix Open. He was playing in the Pro-Am, did some of the Special Olympics putting competitions, and we got to talking a little bit, and he had just bought a house with his family here in Arizona. They love it in the Valley. Now they add twins to the equation along with another child as well, so they have 3 young kids under 5 years old, and so being here in Arizona meant so much to him. And so once him and Scott Boras decided that was what was most important to him, they made the call to Ken Kendrick, and the deal pretty much got done after that. They were not anticipating this. At one point, Ken Kendrick said there was no budget originally to pay somebody a 6-year, $210 million deal, but once that was on their doorstep, they worked vigorously to make it happen, and it all stems from Corbin just having the power and taking advantage of it for the right reasons for him, and that's family and community.
Being able to be at home year-round, just kind of where we're at in our life with twins being born in June, son's getting ready to turn 3, just kind of this stage of life we're in, to be able to spend the most time with them that I can was crucial. Getting to wake up and take my son to school here in a couple years is a lot better than having to FaceTime him in the morning saying have a good day at school. So for me, that was a big piece of it, but just the Diamondbacks wanting to be a part of this team, I think was the most important thing. And like I said, we had talked about this, that if it came up, it was a dream scenario, and it just so happened to come up.
So yeah, the Diamondbacks are striking while the iron is hot. He kept talking over and over again about how impressed he was by the World Series run in 2023 and how they're on the cutting edge of playing baseball. And so this team over the last couple of years has filled the holes they needed to fill on that World Series run. They ran out of pitching. Last year, they thought they had a lot of depth. They still ran out of pitching. So what have they done now? More depth. They have 7 big league ready starters between Burnes, Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez, who missed most of the year last year, Jordan Montgomery. Maybe he's the odd man out and gets dealt. Maybe he bounces back after not having spring training last year. Ryan Nelson, Brandon Pfaadt. I mean, all those guys are worthy of big league spots, and they can fit on this Diamondbacks team. And truthfully, a guy like Ryan Nelson, who might be the odd man out if Montgomery stays, he still may end up with 20 starts. That's how it works in baseball. He can be a long reliever. He can still make 20 starts, and they have those proven guys now. So the Diamondbacks still got to play a 162-game season, but things are on the up and up for this franchise.
A lot of excitement in the desert for Jordan Spurgeon. I'm Eliav Gabay, Sports 360 AZ.